see. Oh, we got. Well, we got to do some trading. Well, Deion, she's mine. This guy. Hey, and Jordan, I don't talk to him. I do too. We will. How about the Cowboys?
The buzz is everywhere now. You catch it in hushed conversations around NFL headquarters, in those mysterious midnight social media posts, and in the awkward quiet moments during press conferences that used to burst with swagger. Something huge is happening behind the scenes, and it could turn the entire league on its head. Right in the middle of this storm sits Jerry Jones, Dallas's billion-dollar ringmaster who doesn't just participate in the game, he reshapes it, shatters it, and creates his own version whenever he feels like it. For years, Jerry has fed off pandemonium, transforming bad press into profit, and turning skepticism into cold hard cash. But these latest rumors feel completely different. This time, people are talking about a move so bold and earth-shaking that it has league executives walking the floors of their offices while fans frantically hit refresh on their phones in complete shock. Because the word spreading through insider circles is that Jerry Jones has locked his target on Shedeur Sanders. That's right, Shedeur Sanders. The rookie sensation with laser-sharp accuracy, ice-cold nerves that belong on a seasoned veteran, and the smooth confidence of a Fortune 500 executive. He's become the new face of tomorrow's NFL, carrying the DNA of Deion primetime Sanders in his veins. If even a fraction of these rumors hold water, Jerry isn't simply considering a standard player swap. He's cooking up the most explosive quarterback heist in recent NFL memory. Here's what makes this story even crazier. This goes way beyond just football strategy. We're talking about building a lasting empire, creating an unstoppable brand, and giving an 81-year-old billionaire his final chance at achieving legendary status. If Jerry actually makes this happen, we're not just looking at a new signal caller taking snaps. We're staring at a complete cultural transformation that could shake the NFL down to its foundation. Despite all the spectacular moves Jerry Jones loves making, one harsh truth keeps him restless in those luxury suites overlooking AT&T Stadium. Dak Prescott has never brought him the championship glory he desperately wants. Look at the stats, and Dak seems like the perfect solution. He's the classic underdog success story who became the franchise cornerstone, a middle-round draft choice who climbed from backup duties to Pro Bowl recognition. His jersey sales break records, his smile lights up television commercials perfectly, crafted for mainstream America, and he puts up regular season numbers that would make most team owners dance with joy. But Jerry Jones isn't most team owners. He's an 81-year-old mogul who has already tasted the sweetest victory in professional football and absolutely refuses to accept anything less than perfection. In Jerry's universe, impressive statistics mean absolutely nothing without championship rings to back them up, and that's exactly where Doc's narrative falls apart completely year after year. The Cowboys charge into playoff season riding enormous waves of excitement, only to crumble when the pressure reaches its peak. First, exits, heartbreaking losses in crucial games, devastating mistakes during the most important moments. Every January feels like watching the same movie over and over again. Big promises in the news, followed by crushing disappointment on the scoreboard, and Jerry absolutely despises watching reruns. Sources close to the organization whisper about Jones's growing impatience with what they call the Dak years. They describe an owner who's completely fed up with the never-ending pattern of regular season success followed by playoff disasters. He's exhausted by press conferences filled with careful optimism, coaches preaching the virtue of patience, and fans desperately clinging to the phrase, maybe next year. Next year doesn't exist in Jerry's vocabulary anymore. Time has become Jerry's biggest opponent. He understands his opportunity is shrinking, and every squandered season stings more than the one before it. When Jerry looks at Dak now, he doesn't see the leader of America's team. He sees a quarterback who represents reliable mediocrity instead of explosive excitement, a player talented enough to keep Dallas in the conversation but not exceptional enough to carve their names back into Super Bowl folklore. For Jerry Jones, good enough feels like the ultimate betrayal of everything he stands for. The reality is simple. Jones has always hungered for the spectacular. He doesn't want to just win games. He wants to control every headline, light up every scoreboard, and completely redefine what it means to own a professional sports franchise. He's not chasing a simple playoff spot. He's chasing immortality. something bold, unforgettable, and bigger than anything anyone has ever seen. Dak Prescott, despite all his abilities and leadership qualities, has never possessed that magical presence. And somewhere in his heart, Jerry Jones knows this painful truth. Shedeur Sanders represents something completely different from your typical rookie quarterback. From his very first professional snaps in Cleveland, everyone could see he carried himself with unusual confidence, steady under intense pressure, precise with every single pass, and completely unaffected by the massive weight of expectations. He appeared less like an unproven prospect and more like a seasoned commander, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to shine. But Shedeur brings much more than just his football skills to the table. The Sanders family name carries decades of rich history and incredible achievements. Instead of being crushed by that enormous legacy, he flourishes because of it. He handles media attention like a natural, speaks fluently in front of any spotlight, and has already become a powerful marketing machine before he even completed his first full NFL season. Major sponsors were fighting to sign him, his highlight reels were breaking the internet, and his merchandise was outselling established veterans who had been in the league for years. That's exactly what captures Jerry Jones's imagination, not just a quarterback, but a complete cultural phenomenon. Dak Prescott delivered steadiness and reliability. Shedeur Sanders delivers pure excitement and spectacle, the kind of explosive talent that can win games on Sunday afternoons and completely dominate every news cycle throughout the rest of the week. For Jerry, that level of impact isn't just valuable, it's absolutely priceless. When Jerry Jones decides he wants something, he doesn't kick down the front door making noise. He slides in through the back entrance with a knowing smile while everyone else is still trying to understand what's happening. This approach has been his trademark strategy for decades. He operates best in the shadows, where deals get whispered instead of announced, and where legacies get built long before anyone signs official documents. And that's precisely where this incredible story is taking shape right now. People with inside knowledge say Jerry has already put his network of behind-the-scenes operators into motion, agents, marketing specialists, and even former players who still owe him personal favors. This man doesn't simply phone other general managers with proposals. He plants seeds of ideas in their minds. He doesn't just suggest possible trades, he makes them feel like they're destined to happen. By the time league officials start sniffing around for tampering violations, Jerry has already completely changed the entire conversation. It's the exact same strategy that brought superstars like Deion Sanders to Dallas all those years ago. The only difference now is that the stakes have grown 10 times higher than they were back then. And those massive stakes begin with the rumored trade package that people are talking about. We're not discussing some mid-round draft pick and a backup tight end here. We're talking about a complete avalanche of assets, multiple first-round draft selections, an established Pro Bowl starter, maybe even a defensive cornerstone player, a price tag so absolutely outrageous that most team owners would immediately hang up the phone in disbelief. But Jerry doesn't think the way most owners do. For him, the cost of achieving greatness has never been too expensive. He would gladly sell every future asset today if it meant engraving his name permanently into NFL history tomorrow. The only reason this incredible opportunity even exists is because the Browns organization is completely falling apart from the inside. The coaching staff has split into opposing camps. Kevin Stefanski is reportedly absolutely furious that the focus on player development has been hijacked by marketing campaigns and brand-building deals. Meanwhile, team ownership can't resist the temptation of transforming Shedeur into a walking advertisement, a quarterback who functions as both an influencer and a cultural ambassador for the franchise. One side demands patience and proper development, while the other side wants immediate profits and media attention. Neither approach is working successfully, and both sides are losing ground. Jerry Jones can smell weakness from miles away, and this is exactly the kind of situation he lives for. Complete organizational dysfunction, where other owners see chaos and confusion. Jerry sees golden opportunity knocking at his door. He understands that a divided front office becomes much easier to crack open. He knows that a restless locker room can be leveraged to his advantage. He recognizes that if he swoops in right now, while Cleveland continues arguing with itself, he can steal away the one player bold enough to transform his Cowboys into a spectacle unlike anything the NFL has witnessed in decades. In front of cameras and reporters, Shedeur Sanders maintains perfect composure. Every press conference, every sideline appearance, every interview shows the same thing: polished professionalism and unshakable calm. He gives the media absolutely nothing except steady confidence. the kind of mature presence that makes him seem far more experienced than any rookie should be. But privately, insiders report that the Dallas rumors have definitely reached his ears, and he's not simply brushing them off as meaningless gossip. Intrigued is the word floating around league circles, and in NFL language, that single word means everything. It means he's already running scenarios through his mind, imagining himself stepping into the blinding lights of AT&T Stadium, wearing that iconic silver star on his chest. The luxury lifestyle, the primetime television cameras, the opportunity to represent one of the most famous franchises in all of professional sports. It's all part of the picture he's painting in his head, and quietly working in the background. You can't ignore the influential presence of Deion Sanders. He hasn't made any public statements about the situation, but anyone who truly knows Coach Prime understands that he's always thinking several moves ahead. If Jerry Jones decides to make that phone call, it's completely safe to assume that Deion will answer before the first ring even finishes. For Shedeur, Dallas represents much more than just another NFL team. It's the ultimate platform for showcasing his talents. Cleveland is a city desperately searching for stability and consistency, but Dallas operates as a global brand, a stage, massive enough to match his personal ambitions and family legacy. A rookie quarterback in Cleveland is still learning how to find his place and fit into the system. A rookie quarterback in Dallas becomes an instant cultural icon the moment he puts on the uniform. That kind of life-changing opportunity doesn't go unnoticed, especially by someone who was raised in the bright spotlight from day one. And hovering behind every decision is Deion Sanders, watching and planning. Outwardly, Coach Prime has remained completely quiet, being careful not to stir up unnecessary drama. But nobody actually believes he's staying silent behind closed doors. He's been preparing Shedeur for exactly this type of moment since his very first touchdown pass. And if Jerry Jones decides to dial his number, there's absolutely no doubt that Deion already has a detailed plan waiting on the other end of that conversation. For Jerry Jones, professional football has never been limited to just X's and O's on a chalkboard. It's about building an empire that lasts forever. The Cowboys aren't simply a football team, they're a global brand worth billions of dollars, a money-making machine that sells everything from jerseys and merchandise to hopes and dreams. Jerry understands better than anyone that a star quarterback isn't just a player who throws passes. He becomes a human billboard, a walking marketing campaign, a recognizable face that can carry the entire franchise to every corner of the world. That's exactly why Shedeur Sanders feels absolutely irresistible to him. On the football field, he brings surgical precision and unflappable composure. Off the field, he operates like a marketing powerhouse. Before his rookie season even began, he was already cashing in on major endorsement deals, completely dominating social media platforms, and moving merchandise like a seasoned professional who had been doing it for years. His family name alone represents pure currency in the sports world. Sanders a legacy that combines primetime flair and excitement with polished new generation sophistication. Now, imagine that powerful name appearing under the silver star of Dallas. The potential becomes absolutely staggering. Limited edition Nike shoe releases, primetime television commercials, international promotional tours, maybe even a Cowboys branded cultural movement that stretches from Texas all the way to Tokyo. Shedeur isn't just a quarterback for Jerry's vision. He's an entire cultural movement that Jerry can own and control completely. This is where the stakes become truly dangerous for everyone involved, because if Jerry successfully lands Shedeur, it won't just change the Cowboys' future fortunes, it will completely reset the entire NFL landscape. Marketing power, brand recognition, and cultural influence will suddenly matter just as much as touchdown passes and championship trophies. And no owner in the entire league feels more eager or more ruthless about igniting that revolution than Jerry Jones. If Jerry Jones actually manages to pull this off, the aftermath won't just rock Cleveland, it will shake every single franchise in the NFL to its core. Because a move this bold doesn't simply swap quarterbacks between teams, it completely rewrites how the entire market operates. Suddenly, rookie contracts stop being about gradual development and start being focused entirely on branding potential. Front offices won't just scout for arm strength or pocket awareness anymore. They'll start asking completely different questions. Can this young player sell jerseys in Times Square? Can he dominate TikTok as easily as he reads a playbook? That possibility absolutely terrifies the league office. On paper, this entire situation reeks of tampering, secret whispers in back-channel communications, deals being made in shadowy corners, marketing companies working as go-between middlemen. It's exactly the kind of gray area maneuvering that The NFL pretends to monitor closely but rarely has enough power to actually stop. And if anyone possesses the skill to dance through legal loopholes while daring the league to try catching him, it's definitely Jerry Jones. He's been bending rules and testing boundaries since the very day he purchased the Cowboys. And more often than not, he comes out winning. Executives throughout the league completely understand what's at stake here. If Jerry proves it's actually possible to steal away the most marketable rookie in all of football, then no young superstar remains safe from similar tactics. Every struggling franchise, every talented rookie buried in organizational dysfunction becomes a potential target for aggressive owners. Draft strategies shift overnight. Long-term planning collapses completely. Player empowerment takes on an entirely new meaning, not about freedom of movement, but about branding leverage powerful enough to force trades before careers even truly begin. Here's the most dangerous part of all. Fans will absolutely love every minute of it. The chaos, the drama, the pure spectacle of it all. It's everything modern sports media feeds on and thrives upon. For the NFL, that represents both a dream scenario and a complete nightmare. Television ratings will skyrocket through the roof. Headlines will multiply exponentially. But the system that holds everything together will start cracking under pressure. Because if Jerry can successfully pull Shedeur Sanders out of Cleveland's grip, it proves that money, influence, and brand power now completely outweigh traditional concepts like the draft, depth charts, and maybe even the game itself. While Jerry plots his moves in complete silence, Cleveland continues unraveling for everyone to see. Reports of serious tension inside their building appear everywhere you look. Coaches arguing loudly over Shedeur's development plan, executives leaking damaging stories to protect their own reputations, and ownership becoming obsessed with turning a rookie into a brand instead of allowing him to grow naturally as a quarterback. Kevin Stefanski, once viewed as the steady hand guiding the ship, is reportedly boiling over with frustration. He wants patience and a long-term development plan, but the front office keeps chasing quick profits and media attention instead. That fundamental split has left the entire team completely paralyzed, unable to decide if Shedeur should be protected, promoted, or packaged for trade. The end result, a franchise that's literally eating itself alive from the inside out, and Jerry Jones, watching everything unfold from his luxury suite in Dallas, knows exactly what needs to be done. With the house divided against itself, he simply waits for the cracks to grow wider, then walks right through the middle of the chaos. In the middle of all this confusion and drama, one special moment managed to cut through all the noise. Shedeur Sanders lining up directly across from Jimmy Horn Jr. on an NFL practice field. To casual observers, it looked like just another routine scrimmage repetition. But for those who understood their shared history, Jackson State, Colorado, all the doubters, all those long nights of being overlooked and underestimated, it represented something much deeper and more meaningful. Two brothers reunited in battle, coming together under the bright stadium lights, proving once again that their bond was forged in the hottest fires of competition and adversity. Jimmy Horn wasn't supposed to matter at the NFL level, a draft pick that most people wrote off as a depth player, a footnote in someone else's story. But when that football hit his hands during practice, he reminded everyone of something Shedeur had known all along: pure speed, burning hunger, and genuine connection. Don't care one bit about draft position or expert predictions. Every single route he ran felt like a silent declaration to the entire league. You all should have believed in me from the beginning. That moment on the practice field wasn't just about a touchdown catch or a highlight reel play. It served as a mirror for Shedeur's own journey. He saw himself reflected in Jimmy's story, doubted by experts, questioned by analysts, forced to fight for every ounce of respect in a league that would rather market its chosen superstars than embrace newcomers who earn their way.